Tekken fans, Tekken enjoyers, Tekken tourists. History has been made today. Well, history has been made yesterday on June 5th at 6:16 p.m. Pacific. Ninja Killa tweeted, "Ooh!" and posted this video where he has a 51 win streak in ranked. He is fighting a God 4 Lili. He is God 7 on Fakuram. And after 2 up forward 3s hitting her wake up, we see the win pose and we see promoted to God of Destruction, Ouroboros. Also known as God Infinity, also known as God 8. This is the first God 8 in the world at the time of recording. And just to show you as an example, I'm going to flip over here. I'll click on leaderboards in game, and you'll see if I go to rank points at the top, Fake Taxi, Ninja Killa's second account, is the only God Ouroboros in the world and is top of the leaderboard. Today, I want to not only go through the match that got him promoted, but also go through how he approached the rank ladder. The rank system in Tekken 8 is pretty crazy right now in that if you're God 7 or above and you fight anybody below, you are pretty much doomed to lose all of your progress over multiple hours if you lose once. So how did Ninja Killa go on a 51 win streak? And how did he play to avoid dropping any games on his huge win streak to God of Destruction 8? I have a selection of matches today. We're going to go pick a few of them just to get some character variety and see what strategies he used against different characters. So you can follow along with how I went to get here to the replays, just looking at his profile and clicking watch replays. But I want to go through a few different matches and, again, analyze how he approached these different matchups using Fakuram, but also what is his strategy in playing a game like Tekken 8 where there is so much variance and the game is built on so much guessing. How is he creating so much stability and consistency outside of just, oh, he's better? You know, what is he actually choosing to do that we can steal? So the first match is against a Steve player. I have a bunch of notes on things I noticed throughout his games that are kind of generic. And you can try and steal these for yourself, but I'm basically going to comment on specifics I see in this match. And in this one, immediately, we see Ninja Killa, after doing some basic Fakuram stuff, jet kick, and 3+4, he's going to use a lot of small pokes, right? 1-4, 1-4 to check if Steve is going to block after, and then a bunch of single jabs. Steve is an obnoxious character to fight in Tekken 8 because he has very fast counter hit buttons. So in order to compete against this character, you have to shrink your move list as well. So even though Fakuram has a bunch of great big buttons, he's going to have to shrink his move list a little bit and pick the faster moves. Block punish, -14 there. Easy finish for Ninja Killa. Takes the first round. But the Steve player is pretty nice. He also has some really good strategies that actually I'm going to steal for my gameplay. Nice duck under the 3-1. So Ninja Killa is showing a very standard Fakuram attack string. I'll rewind and show it real quick. 3-1, how he opens up his mix-up game off the standing 3 here. That's not that. It's this one. Standing 3, and the second hit is a high. So at that range, 6H knows he can duck, still get around jet kick, and duck the second hit there to get a launch. Wall combo here. And off of the peekaboo string, Ninja Killa ducks the second hit. He was extremely prepared for that, but weave duck forward too and save the combo there. That was a really nice combo adjustment by 6H. Life bars are in the Steve player's favor. Weave gets away from up forward 3, but he insists on another one. Jet kick again, just frame traps with standing 3. Running a bunch more offense and then slows it down because we know Steve is going to try to counter hit launch him here. And he got lulled into a false sense of security. 6H just kind of stands still after getting beat up a bit in the corner. So Ninja Killa plays a bunch of delayed timings and still gets counter hit. And that's something I like about how Ninja Killa is playing throughout all of his online sets, is he is picking moments to stop his offense, pump the brakes, but he's not staying there too long. You'll see that in a lot of his gameplay, despite getting counter hit launched multiple times. He is playing around with either swinging right away, doing a little dash block into nothing, or doing a slight delay timing where he does dash attack or sidestep attack with huge commit. Here's a good example right here. Look at this. As soon as the Steve player exits the stance with the duck, this is kind of where the situation freezes, right? This is a good reference point for what to do next. Ninja Killa does a single backdash Like, actually, it's a micro backdash, not even a full single one. Micro backdash here, and then instant up forward 3. And a lot of his decisions in-game are built around plays like that, where he does a single movement into an attack. Fully committed delay timing, not kind of waiting to see what the opponent's going to do. Just, I'm going to play this delay timing and sending it. And in general, his gameplay is just highly confident. Even if he's wrong, he's willing to make the adjustment later. He's willing to pay his HP as a resource to get more information and win damage. Which is basically how you win in fighting games, right? 1, 2. Again, small move list here to contest these faster buttons. Same with the down jab here before he got launched here, right? Down 4 and then down jab. He's at minus after the down 4 connects. Right, after this low kick connects, he's -4, so technically it's Steve's turn. So he plays down jab just to stop any offensive pressure Steve might take, especially because he uses mostly highs. But 6H does honestly, what looks like a random full crouch down forward 2, and it breaks Ninja Killer's rhythm. And the reward is so high. He gets 80 damage, he's going to extend the combo a bit, 86, and good, favorable situation here. Ninja Killer back to running the offense, and this is a great play from 6H here. Take a look at this. After the 3-1-4, or the 3-4 cancel, this is Night Thunder, +3 on block, instead of taking the mix-up right after, 6H knows he can just step right and get around the teep kick here. And Fakuram doesn't realign very well in that situation. So he gets a huge punish off that, but a mistake with a back 2 on block. Ninja Killer going to convert the sidewall combo. Huge wall carry. Heat burst. That was 91 damage and a grounded hit. 6H on the ropes, but he weaves out of the way of up forward 3 and converts the combo. Final round situation. We see that Ninja Killer only has a 7 win streak here, and it's on the verge of being lost. And he would lose somewhere around, I think, 2,000 points for this loss. Someone who has more experience in God 7 can correct me in the comments. But it's a big ranked loss if you fight anybody below you. Run up a jab, unsafe, no punish from 6H. Okay, high extension catches him. This is not looking good. Heat burst doesn't connect, but he just runs double low to close it out. No hesitation, no second thoughts. Steve cannot launch Fakumram's down 4, right? So let's look at that last round one more time. Steve can't launch Fakumram's down 4. So there's really not a lot of fear to be had in that type of situation outside of getting counter hit launched. And because he had such a life lead in the first place, there wasn't really a big risk to be taken there. As you can see, I accidentally navigated the menus incorrectly, so I was doing a lot of yapping to stall the situation. Let's look at the final round again. It was happening so fast. While standing 4, trying to whiff punish the high that he ducked a bit late. Counter hit teep kick, pushing to the wall, and just runs his advantage. Steve mashes, but it's fine. +2 here, jabs. So now he knows that Steve is trying to interact a bit. So he's playing a bit more delays, right? Sidestep down 4 instead of swinging him right away. He tries to dash up and gets hit before his dash block can come out. Happens to all of us. Run up a jab. This is a huge part to convert off of, right? He's not able to get the combo here with the heat burst, but after the situation tech roll, immediate low, only -1 on block, so he could get counter hit back 1 here, right? If he tries to go low again and isn't ducking. But the wall is right there. The combo would be short. There's not a lot of rewards Steve can get. Run the down 4 right away. Catches him trying to step off the wall. Very, very nice play. And actually, it would have been really, like, even if Steve blocked the low, again, we talked about how he can't launch it. So, really nice layer 1 play from Ninja Killer. He goes on to win game 2 against 6H. I want to show another high-level match. This is against Ukiyo. Very, very strong Yoshimitsu player. But this isn't actually the set I want to show. I think he fights Ukiyo again later in the day. So Ukiyo has a bit more data. I actually thought this was their first time playing this day, but it looks like they get the run back. This one is even scarier because there's the exploding wall, and Yoshimitsu kind of does the Steve thing where you kind of have to shrink your move list if you try and run too many, frame traps that conventionally work against other characters. You can get flashed, and also Fakumram's strings can be flashed. Ninja Killer hits a back 1, and you're gonna see soon it comes right into play. Counter hit low, cancel into +2, and he cancels the string and immediately gets flashed. So Ukiyo demonstrates that he understands the layer 1 defense against Fakuram, and the mind games are now built around that right away. Did you catch how Ninja Killer adjusted to that? Once this loading screen is over, I'd be happy to show you. Alright, we're going to fast forward again to the end of the round. And look at how this play happens. After this flash, Ninja Killer and Ukyo are on the same page. He says, okay, I know you're going to try to flash if I cancel my strings and add that little delay that gives you that opportunity. So I'm going to check you and see, are you willing to flash again or are you going to hesitate? So he blocks this mix-up, waits to get his chance to play again. 3-1 counter hits, so he gets to take his turn again. 3-4. Counter hit right away. Ukyo did try to flash. I believe you can hear the sword sound. Let me listen again. Counter hit here. Oh, let me check. Let me actually check. We'll leverage some of the replay features to our advantage here. I'm going to display Ukyo's inputs. 3-1. 3. Ah, no, he tried to jab. So he tried to play a safer option or a faster option. But this Fakuram 3-4 string will counter hit jab attempts. So he did not try to flash. I heard it wrong. I was hearing things. And either way, he's dead. So in that first round alone, we saw layer 1 defense and immediate adjustment from Ninja Killer. 3-1. Nice duck, but no launch. And that is so beneficial. Against Fakuram, he's putting you in so many guess situations that you have to get the max reward possible. Otherwise, he's going to keep driving all the situations and making you guess. And if he's not taking as much punishment for it, he's in a very happy place, to say the least. DF1 down 4. And this is another adjustment from Ninja Killer. That was a really good whiff punish. Look at this. So instead of running the down forward 1 cancels over and over, or the immediate extension, right? He runs a single down forward 1, tries to see if Yoshi will respond, and then has a down 4 ready to go. In this case, Yoshi got counter hit, so it doesn't really matter that much, but it's something to consider. Whiff punish on the flash after baiting it, and he picked like the perfect whiff punish too to wall splat. Okay. Nice block. Goes into full crouch low since the low is safe that he blocked. And he hesitates a bit, again, respecting Yoshimitsu's counter hit buttons, respecting the flash, and so Ukyo takes advantage of that mental stack with the unblockable low. And unless you're already backdashing, it's pretty hard to get away from. Plus frames, Ninja Killer calmly blocks, recognizing that no low will kill him there, and counter hit teep kick. Very, very nice. So he stabilized the situation. He blocks when he needs to block, right? And I know that sounds like a crazy statement, but he's driving so much of these offensive situations that when it's his turn to be on defense, he recognizes that it takes a lot to actually make him want to duck, to get the reward. Sidestep 1, really good counter hit button from Yoshi, not just because it's a counter hit launch that's safe, but because it's so evasive outside of the sidestep itself. While standing 4 punish, and then a homing button after he sees the spin. Back 2, whiff punish. Ninja Killer gives nothing for free. Back 2 to mash. Heat engage. It's time to block. He takes the low. It's time to guess. This time he calls out the low, right? And this is just a straight up read at this point. I get the hunch that he's been stand blocking for so long that it's kind of clear, like, all right, my opponent probably wants to hit damage on me here, right? Block this low, but it is a guess. Finishes the string. Nice parry from Ukyo. Again, defensive awareness here. Run up, down 4, gets stacked. And off of the mental frames of the whiff, he finds the time to stab himself and take a round. Nice play from Ukyo. Blocks, takes his turn with some dash blocks here. Ninja Killer doing the unsafe extension again, looking for the flash. Out of date punish. Ninja Killer did play during Tekken Tag 2, for those who don't know. And back 2-2 from Yoshi is duckable, but it was also minus 12. It's only in, I think, Season 3 that they made it safe for Yoshimitsu. Comments can, again, correct me if I'm wrong. Ukyo's dashing up. Ninja Killer finds a jab to float. No conversion, though. Unsafe. Big punish. Throw is broken again. And I like that Ninja Killer is willing to use the throws, right? A lot of people say that throws are not that threatening in modern Tekken, and that they're really breakable, and you only use them to call out armor, things like that. This is more like mid-high level conversations. But Ninja Killer is willing to put out the throws. There's not much risk if it gets broken, and people aren't really ducking for throws like that. And he is beating him to death. 3, and he just found the opportunity to run his attacks over and over and over again. While I was yapping about throws, I want to see that last round one more time. Skip these little intros. Nice thing about replays is you can skip the intros just by hitting X, hitting 3. All right, let's look at the final round again. So we see Ninja Killer doing a lot of delays throughout a lot of his gameplay here, right? You see how he's just dash blocking? Right, he's trying to see what is going to get Ukyo to respond. What is going to get Yoshi to attack me? Right, I don't want to run into things for free. But once he's convinced you're playing kind of passively, he's able to just start steamrolling. Right, it keeps him less predictable. It allows him to collect data, and there's like no risk, especially if he's been driving most of the time. There is such a thing as doing it too much dash blocking and letting your opponent control the game. But in Ninja Killer's alternating it really, really well. He gets counter hit here for continuing his offense after hitting the low. Right? The reason this counter hit connects is because he finally decides to push the tempo a bit. So he hits this, -1 low, and he tries to sorry, I thought he tried to swing right away. He does sidestep throw, right? And this is what I was talking about the committed sidestep button. He didn't wait to see a reaction from the Yoshimitsu here. He hits the button, not this one, the low, and then does sidestep button right away on a commitment, right? So Yoshi's delayed slower button counter hit launches him, but that's fine. Even though he was wrong, even though he got launched, even though he's taking 70 damage, there's no reason to panic. He backdashes out of range and then starts running his pressure again. Ducks, nice adaptation this time, and then runs the offense. Low, sidestep jab, again on a committed timing. Do you see this? He's -1, he's not giving up his pressure, right? He still wants to attack, but he wants to beat an immediate jab or down jab, right? Or any other panic option, like flash. So he does quick sidestep, and he's already hitting the jab. That was like a, what? That was like a 3-frame sidestep block and then jab immediately. Then he just steamrolls again and again. I hope you can see the difference. There are people who do sidestep, wait, are you doing something? Now I'll attack, or confirming a whiff. Ninja Kill is doing a different flavor of it, where he's like, I'm going to sidestep and I'm going to swing right away. It's kind of like how Mishima players all do sidestep electric without really waiting to see what you did. They just want to sidestep any jab or whatever and then like land that whiff punish. It's it's tempting to use the term like autopilot, but it's not really fully autopilot more as it is a commitment, especially at this level. But really impressive games against some strong players. I want to show another one against a character who I don't think it's easy to play well against in a 1-2. King at God 6. King is like the great equalizer. If Steve is a character that makes you shrink your move list, I think King does it even more because he has the muscle armor, right? Plus his really, really fast command throws, plus the counter hit down forward too. So how does Ninja Killer navigate this matchup? He was Steve, it was Yoshimitsu, he jet kicks right away. And this would answer the muscle armor, so it makes sense. Little input error, and gets a float on the jump. Throw is broken. Back 3 from tip range. Dashing and forward 3. So he's exposing himself to a lot of these counter hit opportunities. Wow, he tried to whiff punish the jab. No counter hit confirmed from Reborn. Giant swing is broken. That one's a little obvious. The wall's right behind. And there's the counter hit confirmed of the down forward 2. Ninja Kill is low-key exposing himself to that counter hit. And I think it's not like, oh, let me show me when you're going to do your timing. It's more like, I'm going to run my character's offense. And if you call it out, I will adjust. Right, I think there's a nuanced difference. It's not just playing delay timings just to get counter hit. It's also he's structuring his offense around that and has the counterplay ready. Counter hit shove beats the down 4, running knee, extended or delayed string extension from the King. Giant swing is broken again. Okay, all these delay timings, and Reborn is now finding the counter hits. Heat smash, catching the dash block. Jet kick again. Frame trap. Wow. He jet kicked and then frame trapped with a standing 3. And then this jet kick tracked the sidewalk away from the wall. Would have beaten muscle arm as well, but since Reborn isn't showing a hard duck into launch, there's not much incentive for Ninja Killer to stop. And I kind of like that. It's more like a lot of Fakurams I talk to will be like, oh, jet kick, you know, you duck it and launch it. But Ninja Killer's like, until you duck it and launch it, why would I stop? And I think that's an important philosophy to adopt at any level of play, not just a God 7 trying to 50 win streak into God 8. Nice counter hit, interrupting the string and getting the confirm. 1+2 throw, no break. Jaguar sprint, he ducked. It looked like a Korean backdash almost, but he ducked and the wall blew up. That's like the worst possible outcome for that type of mix-up. Okay. Ninja Kill still not in heat, running forward 3 confidently, recognizing when Reborn wants to just block and when he's going to put out the counter hits. Now he's backing up, letting Reborn's heat time out. Run up giant swing, broken. What a whiff punish on the shove. Those Mortal Kombat player Twitch reactions. That counter hit down forward 2, but he drops the conversion. Ah, and then he ducks for the last hit. Reborn gets the kill. Ninja Kill is still getting counter hit launched, but he's not letting it slow down his offense entirely. Tries to power crush, gets hit low. Block punish. Interrupt. Frame trapping, and then tries running 3 and gets jabbed out of the air himself. And that's more information. Some people would be tempted to be like, why would you jab there? Ninja Killer instead running jabs back himself, trying to make the adjustment. Does not break the crouch dash muscle buster, loses the wall position. This is a disaster, but it whiffs. Hold on. He has the Garuda stack, +2. Shorter strings again. Giant swing broken. That would have killed him. Whiff punish back 3. Full crouch low, and then a quick little frame trap. +4, 14 frame. In the scramble situations, after playing so many delay timings, after playing so much hesitation, Ninja Killer just plays the frame traps. It's such a solid way to play, right? You give in the neutral, you play with a bunch of timings because it allows your opponent to show where they want to interact, to show where you can keep attacking them. And then in points of variance where people might mash, Ninja Killer is willing to just frame trap and let them hang themselves, let them make their own mistakes. We have 2 more matches that I want to show. There's a Lili player. So again, these first 4 have been like counter hit characters. And there are some matches against mix-up characters, but when I skimmed them, they didn't appear to be super telling for like what styles to do. A lot of players are just getting run over by how Ninja Killer wanted to attack. I feel like the counter hit characters force him to slow down, and that's why I wanted to highlight these matches. So I want to show you this game too. And actually, no, I want to show you this game 1. Now, it's not going to look like a super close competition, but this is where I think it really demonstrates Ninja Killer's playstyle, right? The way he approaches fighting somebody with no data in online ranked. I talked about it already. He's cycling offensive decisions between dash blocking and doing nothing, doing a committed delay button, so like dash button or sidestep button, or just attacking on immediate timing. And it's going to be evident right here. Dash, 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 nothing, and then jet kick. So he's towing the line between doing too little, right? Because if you just dash block, it's not scary. He's towing the line between doing too little and still showing his offense. Frame trap, and then catching an approach timing here, right? So after all this, he goes +6, checks him, and he gives up his turn. He does a slight delay and immediately commits to this teep kick to catch your opponent coming in. He is keeping the neutral unpredictable, not just his mix-up options, not just his on-block and on-hit situations. Okay, blocking the string. Canceling. Sidestep. Again, here's that commitment timing I'm talking about. He showed it earlier, but look at this. After this hit, what does he do? Sidestep, immediate button. He didn't look for a whiff jab. He didn't look for any reaction. He just sidestepped to beat any quick check and immediately swung. It would also catch somebody playing a delay timing themselves. Quick first round for Ninja Killer. We might even be able to watch both games because it's going so fast. Not this dude. Nothing for free against Ninja Killer. Okay, we saw this with Tetsu against Arslan Ash in an earlier video. Backdash duck as part of the KBD, sees the second hit whiff over his head while standing 3. Lee could have counter hit him with 1-2-4, but Ninja Killer was so fast looking for the 1-2 jab that I think he might have outsped a Lee that would have done 1-2-4. Actually, let's just take a moment and test this out with the replay feature. Okay, I'm going to take control of Lee, and I'm going to try to hit 4 real quick. You see that? I tried to finish the string with Lee here, and Ninja Killer was so committed to doing that punish, he would have outsped a 1-2-4, the mid-check counter-hit launch from Lee. So very, very nice play. Very, very nice play. 96 damage for his troubles. Plus frames, and then throws immediately. And this is another flavor of frame trap, right? He's +3, the throw is 12 frames, and it's tracking. So if Lee did an armor move or a heat burst, it would have been guaranteed. If he did, if he sidesteps, it clearly tracks him. And if he tried to mash, the throw would have outsped him. So high percentage choices there. +2, sidestep duck while standing 4. This is another committed decision, right? This is not something you're waiting to see a visual reaction from. +2, sidestep duck, and then while standing 4 right away. And I think it was because the Lee was crouching in case he went for a slide. It would have counter hit him. Down 4 to retaliate with right away. That full crouch 3 gives no advantage whatsoever, so he just challenges immediately with a tracking low. Again, if you launch me, so be it. But it's not a big deal until you show it. Jet kick. Nice carry. Sticks to the wall cleanly. Oh, the last hit doesn't connect. That seems a little inconsistent when I watch Falcon players. I'm not sure what the variables are for that. Nice block in the string again, man. No wall splat on this heat engage. And this is a cool little detail. Ninja Killer threatens the second hit of this extension, but stops. And the Lee player actually flash ducks to get around it. But Ninja Killer's already doing his next low. This is like a common Law player setup, actually. They'll do a string that has counterplay on the second hit, and then just take advantage of you burning a turn by ducking for the string extension, and then attacking you again anyways. All right, so the Lee player flash ducks here. It gives up his turn. Ninja Killer just keeps his offense going already. Again, committed decisions. Up, forward 3, catching the sidestep, no block, or maybe he tried to cancel the stance. Nice duck, here we go. This is the counterplay that would force you to adjust if the combo were completed. But the combo was not completed. Let's watch actually the next game, because I feel like the Lee player didn't get to show a lot of their stuff. Ninja Killer was controlling a lot of the neutral, controlling a lot of the timings. Let's see what it looks like now that the Lee player has seen what Ninja Killer wants to do, right? Because yes, it's ranked, it's 1st to 2, but you still have to close it out without losing. So let's see this next game.
Round 1.
We saw how Ninja Killer wanted to approach when he didn't have data. How does he play it now? Canceling the strings, trying to get the Lee to retaliate. Nice block punish. Could have done acid rain. Tip rain. Oh, and this is blood in the water, right? This is exciting. Tip range down 4, doesn't get launched, doesn't get punished, and probably because it hit the Lee player's Korean backdash. So Ninja Killer tries it again. He gets launched. So it builds a better picture of what type of opponent you're fighting. And I can't say Ninja Killer is thinking about this actively while it's happening, but at the caliber of play he's at, it feels like this is the type of stuff he wouldn't miss. Right, and this is a good choice from the Lee player. String extension, power crushable, wall splat, but doesn't get the conversion. Nice block on the slide, and he gets a wall splatting punish. That is like a dream scenario. Sidestep heat burst to realign, awkward sidewall, and this is so high IQ, right? This is such a Fakumram thing too. It's so annoying. So this string extension that he's about to do with the stack of Garuda, boom, boom, you can step the 3rd hit to the right and launch Fakumram. But the wall is blocking Lee's movement. So Ninja Killer can freely finish this. He still has the stack of Garuda. And again, committed sidestep delay timing. No hesitation. Sidestep heat smash. And it catches Lee's sidewalk. Right? That's him stepping with him created that realignment. If he had just ripped the heat smash, I wonder if Lee would have dot nice low parry. Holy moly. And he's going to die there. I actually am curious here if Ninja Killer just ripped the heat smash right away, would Lee have dodged it? No, he wouldn't have. It's +2. So he dodges it anyways. But I think this could be like legacy Tekken player muscle memory, where you step with them to negate the evasiveness of their sidestep and then put your button out. But the heat smash is too thick, so it doesn't matter. And this is a great defensive moment from Lee player, low parrying the down jab. Simple combo to convert. Takes the round back after the previous game's result. Okay, down 4. Ninja Killer again playing that little delay timing. See, he's like trying to see, is the Lee player going to put out a counter hit button? Is he going to respond to my movement? If he's not responding, then it's time to just run my offense. Standing 3, down 4. Teep kick. Right? He's attacking. Now let me try and swing more. Okay, he tries to play interruption. The Lee player is getting a bit more active. So he dash blocks again, while still sprinkling in his offense. Does this make sense? It's like he's not seeing the Lee player mash, so he completely freezes. At the same time, he's not immediately running his offense over and over and over. It's this dance between both timings of big delay, slight delay, an immediate button, right? Like, for example, here. Dash DF1 instead of just an immediate button. It's a very cool way of juggling, like making it difficult for your opponent to understand what options you're doing. I was gonna say, like, juggling your offensive options and staying unpredictable. It's not just going high, mid, and low. It's at what timing are you attacking at certain ranges. What a block punish, bro. What was that block? Oh, I did review this. He was Korean backdashing, and it hit his Korean backdash. And once he realized that, he held down back to release to get while standing 3 cleanly. I think to prevent getting an accidental standing 3 or something, or it's just muscle memory. Either way, devastating. 94 damage off a Korean backdash blocking the low. 1-2-1. He saw Lee challenging earlier on the 1-2-1 string, so he just gives it a bit of a delay and then continues. He knows the Lee player is not trying to respond in neutral like that, so if he's going to attack on these strings, he showed the power crush on the earlier cancel. He interrupted the 1-2-1. Ninja Killer can just delay it and try and bait that response. 1-4. Sidestep button gets clipped. Nice adjustment from the Lili player. Dash down 4, counter hit. Nice block. Ooh, good call out. Infinite kick mix-up. Back 4 clips him, but no counter hit. Ninja Killer slowing it down once again just to find a counter hit down 4. Keeps it simple, gives up his turn. It's time to block. Sidestep down 4, delay, and the Lili player quite nice. But he drops the combo, a FDX combo into the loss. But it's easy to want to flame somebody for going through that, but you have to understand that when you're fighting somebody who's applying so much neutral pressure to you and making you guess in so many other situations, the combo game is like the first thing to fall. Now, I hope this has been pretty informative, and I'm ready to show you the promotion match shortly. I want to show you one more match right before. 2 waifu characters, Zafina and Lili. 2 characters that are really hard to hit reliably. Zafina, a character that does a lot of chip damage and forces stance mix-ups. And then Lili, as you'll see, a very evasive character. So I want to see how Ninja Killer navigates these. There were counter hit characters, defensive characters, and now there are the waifu characters who are really hard to run your offense on. Jet kick gets ducked. I don't know why Kwani is ducking like that. I think that's a reaction low to the down 3 here. He blocks at like the last second, and it is a known reactable low. And Ninja Killer is the type of player to try to react to everything he can. I talked to him about Steve's unblockable, and he's trying to react to that. So, you know. Wall combo drop, small body. Counter hit, down forward, 3+4. A perfect first round in 20 seconds. And I think the takeaway here that, nice launch. The takeaway that I got from watching a lot of these sets is that, yes, a lot of characters in Tekken 8 have so much oppressive offense, but Ninja Killer is driving the neutral most of the time, whether it's dash blocking or doing his delay buttons or his immediate buttons when appropriate. And when the time to guess the mix-up comes, he's already won so much damage that he can afford to just block. Nice counter hit confirmed. That does 61. Jeez. Ow! Once the time to guess comes, Ninja Killer is like chilling, and he can play the numbers like, you know, I don't need to duck if you need to hit me low multiple times. Nice reaction again. You'll see how little Zafina actually gets to run her stance mix-ups because Ninja Killer is staying so close and denying those advancing moves. He's not KBDing to full screen and letting the Zafina do whatever. And this is the perfect time to delay your offense. He's won half HP, right? So everything is in his favor. He shows the 2-hit string. The 3rd hit is parryable, and in this case, power crushable. So he just lets the Zafina player make the desperation play. Jet kick. Does that make sense? Like, he created so much advantage that now he has the resources, the health advantage to just kind of chill and see how they want to act. But he doesn't give them such a blank canvas that they start mixing them up for free. And a lot of pro players do this. It's just nice to kind of see it in the context of the ranked region that I play in, right? If you watch a lot of Korean players, if you play against them, or Pakistani players too, any world-class player, they're so good at keeping enough things on the screen that you're never really comfortable. Nice power crush here. We didn't see a lot of it in the earlier sets, but Ninja Killer being willing to use the power crush is pretty important. I know a lot of people who talk about not wanting to power crush, not wanting to throw. These are tools in the game for a reason, all right? They're designed to counter the oppressive mix-ups. Back 3. Full crouch low and down 4. Again, keeping it pretty frame tight. Not a true perfect frame trap, but answers most situations. And that was a beatdown. He didn't even have to deal with Zafina's stance mix most of the time. And now let's go to the final match of this ridiculous win streak. 51 win streak promotion match to God 8 versus Diamante. Lili player. Nice custom. Sanctum, another stage that I would imagine invites a lot of variance because of the wall explosions. But like, imagine like how must these players be feeling running up against this guy named Fake Taxi and he has 51 wins. Like, I wonder if that's affecting their play as well. Forward 3. Some jabs to control. 13 frame mid check. Very consistent option against Lili's back turn, and he does the unblockable. Jeez. And because these players are on console, I don't think they can mod out the win counters of the ranks or anything, right? So they probably are like, what the heck am I fighting? And I think that does play a factor in how Ninja Killer is able to do so much. I have to imagine there's some kind of intimidation factor. Back 3 whiff punish. That is so clean too, by the way. Pushing her to the wall, fighting back, and she tries to 1-2, a simple control option. Just trying to, you know, keep someone off of you, and then back 3 whiff punish. Slide is good. One throw putting Fakuram towards the wall. Up forward 3. And this is just a simple frame check, right? +3 for Fakuram. Or sorry, +3 after blocking the 1-2. He just rips the up forward 3. There's not much Lili can do there. There's not much Lili can do there outside of like jabbing again, and even then, like you'd have to be so frame tight with it. Counter hit slide is good, catching that delayed timing we were talking about, but you're gonna see here that even though he's taking a full combo for it, you don't really see it affect his mental at all. Blocks the low, and now after this heat engage, their life bars are equal, even though he ate a counter hit launch. That's kind of the Tekken 8 healing system in play. Gets jumped over, and he's still ready to duck the string. Doesn't launch it, though, but still not a big deal. And tries to snake edge the dude who's been reacting to Zafina's down 3. And the results will be disastrous. Up forward 3, up forward 3, catching the wake up twice for the promotion. I think the fact up forward 3 hits grounded like that is crazy. But I've never seen this promotion animation. That's pretty sick. Actually, since we're here, let's look at that stay down situation. But yeah, I hope this video has been informative, not just on Ninjakilla's playstyle to advance this far, undefeated, but to also navigate the replay system, or, you know, see ideas on how you can revisit situations. The situation I want to see here is, what if I take control of Lili at the end here, and I just stay down, right? Like, what if I just don't move? Does up 4-3 whiff? Wait, I didn't take control. I was like, is it hitting me for staying down? Take control, whiff, yeah. So you just can't side roll here, I presume. I'll try side rolling. Okay, side roll works. So I think the Lili player may have just been holding back to... Oh, hold on. We don't have to guess. We can display their input history. Right here. Nice. So tries to wake up with down and 1. So interesting. Side roll one way is fine, but side roll the other way gets hit. So the Lili player did try to side roll. I tapped square, the Lili player hit down and square, and then this time tries to wake up crouching and into back. And this back roll situation, we talk about this in my beginner guide. If you wake up backwards, you're hittable. The Tekken Okizeme system, even though it's been streamlined, is still pretty punishing. But yeah, big news. Ninjakilla, first God 8 in the world, and we got some analysis out of it. And I hope this helps your ranked climbs. It's certainly going to help mine. I think this idea of playing more committed while, like, being committal to your options, not constantly waiting to see what your opponent's going to do. And, well, let me be clear. Playing more committed, like when you are going to make a read, when you're going to duck a high, when you're going to sidestep button, being fully committed to that. But also, if you're an aggressive player, being willing to splash in moments of slight delay. Dash blocking to see, is my opponent going to respond? And then not sitting there too long if they choose to stay passive. We saw a lot of players continuing to stay passive even against these dash blocks. So you do a couple, see what they're going to do, and then go right back to swinging again. And it's a high consistency playstyle in a game where the buttons are so good, right? And yeah, Ninjakilla was fighting players who were beneath, you know, his skill level, like 3 ranks below. But the reality is, at these ranks, it's so hard to get matches, right? So the point system exists to kind of counterbalance that, where if they are able to rob him, then he's cooked. But they were not able to. And last, I just want to show you a funny tweet. Droopy saying, dude is literally one punch man. He will fry the toppest of the top players with 0 struggle and not care. Dude is an absolute crackhead. And as you may know, if you've been around Tekken streams or Tekken YouTube, Ninjakilla might have the strongest following of Glazers on the planet. And I'm one of them, right? I am low-key a Ninjakilla Glazer. But I move in silence. This was so overt to me that I thought I needed to reply appropriately. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Come on the streams more if you want to see more content like this. That's all I have for you today. Catch you in the next one. Peace.